ways to run similar events in the future. Finally, just to say, we hope everyone that's involved in the event has a great time.
Well, there goes the countdown. We're into our 4 final fixtures of the day. Live here from pitch 2 at the Touch Rugby World Cup 2024. Highfields 2 has a lot to offer us, starting here with this men's open, this mixed open, semi-final between the Philippines and New Zealand. It's a family affair for the Philippines with 5 siblings amongst the ranks against this ruthless New Zealand side. And New Zealand look to start the brightest, denied at the 7. Back comes Teitua Miatuta. I'm joined by 3 members of Team Canada from the mixed open setup. Oscar, John, and Spencer. Guys, thank you so much for being with us for this game.
Honestly, pleasure. It's great to be here. This is going to be an amazing game. I know it's probably a bit of a rematch for a lot of these Philippines players who played in a semi-final last year in the under-20s category, where they actually beat the Touch Blacks in that category.
Well, it is a really young Filipino squad, and they go behind early here. It's another try on the board for Tian McIntyre of New Zealand. The other semi-final, it's the host, England, after beating Japan, who take on Australia. Another try on the board for Tian McIntyre in this mixed open category. They beat the United States 15-1 in their round of 16 game, and they put even more on France. I think it was a 15-3 victory in the end there. So pretty terrifying stuff for New Zealand as the first Philippines attack is denied. Well, the mixed open category this year, guys, has been, it's been really open, as you'd expect. But the Philippines knocking out the European champions Wales, a bit of a shock.
Yeah, I actually had the opportunity to speak to the Philippines coach this morning on the tram into the venue, and they were definitely nervous about that game, but from all accounts, it was an absolute cracker of a game.
Well, Wales were ahead right until the very end, of course. Wales were leading for the majority of the game, as New Zealand this time are turned away at the door by the Philippines, covering across well to that right-hand side. England with a big task on their hands against Australia in the other semi-final. I think it could be a Kiwi or Aussie final if things go as expected. Well, that's another turnover, unfortunately, and John, you just can't cough up possession like that against New Zealand in any format.
No, got to be almost perfect against the big dogs, right? So, Philippines got to dig deep here, get a defensive set going, basically a tap-off play for New Zealand. Let's see what they can draw up here.
Here go New Zealand again, coming off that right side, Tetua Muatuta. Back on the inside, Muatuta back with it. New Zealand looking dangerous here. Tian McIntyre, try score already today. McIntyre again, looking to open up the Philippines, the show and go. He gave the Philippines the eyes and he's in for another score. And this dummy, pretty spectacular. Oh, really dangerous. How on earth do you defend skill like that, Spencer?
Well, you just don't, do you?
Straight over to score. The Philippines go 2 behind. What a start for Tian McIntyre in this semi-final. Oh, and here come the Philippines. What a tap from the 6. I think they might have won a penalty on the line. So important that they get something from this, their first attack from the 7.
Yeah, definitely. Again, this is a very young squad, but they've got experience in big games now. And we'll see how they go with a fresh set here. Really putting pressure on the line now.
Here come the Philippines. Lovely footwork from Van der Verde. He's got a teasing step. Van der Verde again, opening it up. Wide they go, through the hands of Arya Chadburn. One of 3 Chadburns taking the field for the Philippines today. And another penalty at the line. New Zealand under pressure here for the first time.
Yeah, it's great. They're really opening up the playbook. They run a sweeper there or back door, and then into a 32 short, and they're going to open it up. So they're really keeping it diverse, keeping them guessing.
Van der Verde diving in from close range, looking to get Philippines on the board. Kept out again by the Touch Blacks. Oh, despite the penalties, this is a pretty impressive defensive set as well, John. Oh, it opening up with a wide ball again. Chadburn caught. New Zealand still keeping them out.
Very strong defense on the line here.
Here's Jacob Richter looking to open it up into the link. Can you believe it? Despite all those touches, the Philippines have been turned away again. What a shutout by the Touch Blacks. Richter, Antonio, and then into the link hole. Van der Verde kept out by the touch. And that's the kind of defense that gets you into finals, John.
Yeah, absolutely. Strong exit as well, rolling on a lot of speed here. Let's see what the Touch Blacks can cook up here.
Well,
far side
right
wingers.
for transition, they make it to an edge.
Oh,
what pace by Takealani Buchanan. And it's got them in this excellent position with a few more touches to spare. Diving in close range, plenty of touches made on Ithian Jones. Jones again. Lift up by Sean Wilkie. Through they go, turnover for the Philippines. The game just settling down a moment, but New Zealand 2 tries ahead as they head towards the box.
Yeah, a lot of coaches talk about the first sort of 5 to 10 minutes as being, grind. You want to get into it.
Well, I was chatting to a couple of the Philippines players, the 2 Richter brothers, and I was trying to get them to make sure they were on our side for the game here so we could grab a word with them during the game, but they said, no, the far side is their lucky box, and they're not going anywhere. Is that superstition common in the touch community?
Well, I mean, everyone's got great game day rituals, right? And if that's worked for you up to this point, you want to have all the luck you can get at this point.
And they're going to need all the luck they can indeed if they want to race back in here. They still trail by 2 unanswered scores here. (2-0) to New Zealand in this game as they look to transition. Another missed opportunity for the Philippines. Lovely step off the right, opening up the field. Muatuta, he's been so involved so far today. Great pickup by the try scorer, McIntyre, spreading it out to the left. Over go New Zealand. Well, but no score on this occasion.
Great yards made by that latch. They're really starting to open it up, I think. They have a great transition right now. New Zealand, they just need to capitalize and finish those tries in the corner.
Well, the Philippines have got a lot to offer here on the transition. Isaac Richter's got 11 tries so far in this competition. Damon van der Werder up to 13 as things stand. Well, here they go then. Alan Shine through the centre. Had a conversation with Alan Shine after their round of 16 victory. And he stayed pretty composed, and I think that's how the Philippines feel. They're just taking everything one game at a time. And that's what you have to do in knockout stages like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Great midfield defense. Fresh legs coming on for New Zealand now. Oh,
Let's see what they can create. Plenty of changes. Little pop pass over the top to pick out Anderson. And Anderson wants it on the right-hand side. Tamahawken goes his way through and then picks him out. Ben Anderson goes over. New Zealand extend this advantage. And this is quite a commanding read. A great show and go as well, as you say, John. Well, how do you respond when you go down early in a big game like this against a top team like the Touch Blacks?
Yeah, you got to make sure that you use field position when you have it. So a tap off, an excellent way to sort of get yourself back into the game. So if they need a score here, and then a stop off the back of it.
Here's Antonio looking to get Philippines' first score of the contest. Van der Werder, there's the wide pass, but it was tracked all the way by Ataway Hatene.
Yeah, really trying to throw different looks at them. The splitter there with the long ball, but excellent defense, great read from the winger.
Philippines then looking to defend a transition.
Yeah, they need to start asserting some dominance in the territory game right now. They're currently losing that. Letting them play around on first.
New Zealand open up the field. Muir 2-2 again. Great pace injected by Rapati. McIntyre looking for the missed pass, but it's hit the high field turf instead. But a round of applause comes up from the box here. I think they're pretty pleased with the shape that they're creating at the moment.
Definitely feels like there's a lot of swagger in the box. They feel comfortable with what they're showing and what they're presenting, and everyone's ready to go when it's their turn.
Good line speed by Tian McIntyre again. And now Caelan Chadburn makes it to the box. Good line speed though from New Zealand. And suddenly a little bit of space for the Philippines perhaps, but they're just rushed there. So desperate to get on the board, 10 minutes in. Desperate to get back into the game.
Yeah, quarter way through the game here. It looks like the Touch Blacks are getting to the rhythm a little bit.
And they've had a strong defensive performance across the competition. Especially in their closing fixtures back in the pool stage. They look pretty hard to break down. They beat the United States 16 points in that first elimination game, 16-1. They've continued to shut out teams across the competition as they lift it off the deck. Well, how on earth are they kept it alive there? Buchanan looking to create, but they are caught. Spencer, excellent. It's pretty exciting play from New Zealand. That latest attacking foray got your attention?
Yeah, no, I think it's great hands from the winger, just keeping that ball alive. You know, ending it far side for Philippine staff to make a long drive up back to their box. It's just fun to see the girls getting their hands on the ball and throwing it around a bit too, I think.
Well, the New Zealand line has been breached by the majority of teams they've played, but their scoring rate is just unmatched. In games against the likes of South Africa, where South Africa needed a win to progress through to the latter stages, New Zealand went and put 20 tries past them. Similar thing with Japan, who are, you know, almost made it to the semi-final after giving England a good game. New Zealand put 14 tries on them and completely shut them out of the contest. I mean, they came here to play right from the very start. New Zealand opened their accounts with a 19-2 victory over the Cayman Islands. And they're almost over the line for another.
Yeah, the Touch Blacks come into every competition as at least runner-up favourites.
What a ball that is. Perfectly timed into the path of Kira Fisher. New Zealand have a fourth.
What an amazing hole there, just running it to perfection. Winger left in two minds as to whether to shot or go. Excellent pass, excellent hole, good try.
Chilo Flavel gave the pass as well. He's a real live wire for the Touch Blacks as in this open competition. Richter carries it on for now, though. Philippines, this very young side, we're going to get back into the contest. Richter looking for Van der Verde, opens up the space instead. Touch made on Chadburn of the Aria variety. Jacob Richter leaves it back for his brother Isaac. Interception, here we go, New Zealand are away. It'll be another try in this game for the Touch Blacks and take Tuamur Tuta this time.
Yeah, it's a tough break for the Philippines there. Son amount a bit of pressure, some time on the line, but excellent defense. You just get in the channel as a defender, get your hands up if you can.
What a grab, right above his head as well. Excellent pick-off by the New Zealand side. I mean, they are starting to run away with this semi-final.
Yeah, I think the experience in the side here is coming through. Hopefully, Philippines can, come up with the result here on the line.
They've got another shot at the line here. Antonio through the centre. It's a good point. It's a significantly more experienced New Zealand side, but lovely footwork from Verld Antonio. He's kept out again, though. New Zealand with this unbeatable defence, and it's what separates the two sides. Lovely weaving run again, this time from Sean Wilkie. The transition is just so expansive.
Yeah, New Zealand are having their way in the midfield right now.
That's where the dominance really lies, and when they get into the 7, they're so clinical as well. Jones, Flavel. Chilo Flavel taking on all comers. Here's Wilkie. Penalty as well.
Yeah, it's tough. The Philippines showing them the eye defence or your pocket, depending on where you are, where you're from in the globe, and yeah, they just take too long to make that touch.
Jones sliding in, and I don't think anyone laid a hand on him there. The closest was Kalen Chadburn. We'll have another look here. I think Jones got away.
Yeah, it's an excellent score. Gets low, gets the ball across the line before a defender could even get near him. I mean, that's as easy as it's going to get for him.
Now, New Zealand taking this young Philippine side to class today. They are learning a lesson or two from potential world champions when they likely take on Australia in that final, unless England can produce something meteoric on home turf in the other semi-final. Shine, just misplaced unfortunately there. No chance for Timothy Schenker to have a go.
Yeah, tough mistake from Philippines to make on their 7 right there.
Good pickup and ball back on the inside for Mariano Winiana, who opens it up for New Zealand. Tama Hawken, Rollinson, Hawken again. So much depth as well in this New Zealand side. Each attack, regardless of who's in the middle, looks just as threatening. Rollinson scooping through. And he finds the pass as well to Atawai Hatene. But, she's not able to score her second try of the game. Instead, the Philippines transition towards the box.
Excellent touch from that winger, really slowing their momentum down. Oh, and will they give it?
I think they are going to give a
great defense.
Well, great line speed. Ball on the inside. That's a very physical touch. What you need to see in a big semi-final. And here come New Zealand again. Sean Wilkie with the carry, and then wide they go.
Oh, wow.
Is that another score for New Zealand? I think it's an excellent touch.
Touch called, sir.
Here's Jones. Lovely step on the inside.
Yeah, great call.
Peregrina gets a hold of him. New Zealand, though, finds space on each side of the field. They make it look easy here.
They sure do. I mean, they spread it right to left. They really made the Philippines work hard, and then they scored a beautiful dot in the corner. Great hands from the winger.
This time, Atawai Hatene does score. Another great ball from Flavel. New Zealand are in control.
Touch Blacks making it look easy. A lot of us are coached to take the low-risk options early, but if you can throw it from left to right easily and execute efficiently, Why not?
What do the Philippines have in response? Van der Verde, lovely ball and a good take from Emilia Chadburn. But again, denied at the line.
That's an excellent saving touch, but a brilliant hole. It really made them work for that touch.
Philippines with one more strike at the line. Slap down, 6 touches at the 7 then for the Philippines. Big opportunity for them to get on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. Touchback's offense is unreal, but we're not talking about the defense nearly enough. The defense has been holding strong. Philippines can't get anything going in the line, giving them different looks, but let's see what they can cook up here.
Van der Verde inside to Richter. On the return, another interception. Philippines throwing the risky ball, but Van der Verde is hunting down Muirtuta. Muirtuta with the footwork. Van der Verde gets a hold of him. What defence, and everyone around the crowd, if you're a Kiwi or not, is applauding that defensive effort, but they still might make a score here. They've got plenty of touches in this area. What a run that was by Van der Verde to make the touch for the Philippines.
John, you know a little bit about a full field run, don't you?
No video evidence.
Couple of great tries scored by Canada in the early stages as, well, in the end, New Zealand do go over. Ball back on the inside, simple enough. Tama Hawken can just saunter in.
Defense to offense in a blink of an eye.
What an interception. Well, he's close to the box, so I'm going to wander over and have a word with Tetsuya Muirtuta. He thought you might have been away there on that intercept, but Van der Verde got back and caught you.
Yeah, man, but puff day.
Absolutely, but I mean, so far in the first half, it's been a near flawless performance from New Zealand.
It's been all good. We're just sticking to the process, and hopefully we'll get the dub.
I'll let him get his breath back as well after that lung-busting run. The joys of being based right in the New Zealand box here as the Philippines, desperate to get onto board for the first time, lifted off the deck to try and keep it alive. But Peregrina is caught. Here goes Peregrina again for the Philippines right before the break. Richter opens it up, stepping back on the inside, Kaylin Chadburn. But a great defensive touch that time from previous try scorer Kira Fisher, doing her work defensively.
Yeah, New Zealand at this point happy to sort of just defend, let them have their go at the line, not giving them anything easy.
Ball back on the inside from Chadburn, and it hit the deck. But I think it's another penalty at the line for the Philippines.
Here we go. Chance to go into half-time with a score.
Isaac Richter steps away from Wilkie. Sean Wilkie gets a hand to him. Oh, a little flick out the back door, trying to assist himself there. Isaac Richter, you've got to try those things on the big occasion. But at the break, it's been domination from New Zealand. Guys, what do the Philippines need to do to get back into the game?
I think it starts with just getting a couple of stops on the line, a bit more pressure in the midfield. New Zealand kind of having their way with them at the moment. Getting down to the field, nice and easy, saving touches. And at the line, they're really dangerous, so they need to stop them getting there first and foremost.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Nicely summated there, Oscar. So at the break in this big semi-final, New Zealand are well in control. I don't know the score. 20 minutes still to play here, but New Zealand have a almost insurmountable lead against the Philippines. They've never conceded 8 tries throughout the mixed open so far, so they've got to be feeling pretty confident. I've got a plethora of Canadians alongside us for this game. And Spencer, it's looking a little bit dire for the Philippines, who've done so well to make it this far.
They have, but I think it's just, you know, finals footy. New Zealand's bringing out their best of the best right now, and they're not stopping their tries that they're scoring.
Philippines with the tap, though, and they've got to strike early doors. It's Richter lifted over the top. It's just beyond their closest winger. That's away. Hatene got across. Pile on the pressure regardless. And what do you think your advice would be, John, if you were in that Philippines box to these guys who have got a lot of work to do to turn it around?
You got to trust your systems and your processes, right? I think maybe the young legs can pull through. End of the game, who knows what might happen. Just got to, trust what you've been training for months and months, right? So that'd be my advice. What do I know, though?
Yeah. It's a tight-knit Philippines team. You're part of the mixed open at the World Cup, John. You got to back yourself.
Yeah,
as this Philippines side here need to do the same against an all-conquering New Zealand team. The European champs are out. They were beaten by this Philippines side. Wales already exiting the competition. They were tipped in Australia's preview that they posted of the mixed open as a side to look out for, but they were fallen by the Philippines, and the biggest shock of the tournament so far as New Zealand look to slide in for another. Flavel, who's so often the creator for New Zealand, has got another score. A bit of a delayed decision there, but Flavel does go over again for New Zealand.
Yeah, another excellent score. Brilliant dive from about 5 metres out. And I mean, to talk about the Welsh being, removed, exiting the competition, you just can't base anything off what you've seen before. So whether you play a year ago, your team's different, the teams you play are different, you've had time to work. So yeah, I think this has been a very, very close competition. This Philippines side's done really well, but I mean, if there's any team that you know are going to be good, it's New Zealand and Australia, right?
Well, the Philippines looking for their first score of the game. Van der Verde diving in, kept out by New Zealand again. Well, there's fans from every nation around here. The Cook Islands down the bottom there. There's a couple of Welsh flags dotted around. And, well, the support at this Touch Rugby World Cup has been massive, the biggest that there's ever been.
Yeah, it's been phenomenal seeing so many nations and so many people. I even have a friend I haven't seen in almost over a couple of years now who's come over to support both England and Australia. Shout out to Ross Bray.
Well, welcome back, Ross. Great to have you at the Touch Rugby World Cup here. As New Zealand look threatening again, but it's a good turnover from the Philippines. They're a long way from their box. Alan Shine takes the touch. Van der Verde takes it in himself and then flips it out wide to one of their top scorers in Solman. Round the corner come the Richters. Great pickup from Richter again. Inside to his brother, Isaac, and it's just cannons off the chest and goes down. You can see why the Philippines are at this stage. They've got so much to offer, but not enough to challenge New Zealand yet.
I know. I think it's, keeping that momentum up on those drives. Is it the second half creeping in on them? We're only 3 minutes in. They need to keep up that momentum and really keep driving through on those sub-ons and sub-offs, because that loss of momentum is causing them that loss of play.
Here come New Zealand then on the transition. It's a good run from Jones. It's flowing mop just protruding from the cap there. Here's Wilkie, Flavel with the pickup, but Sean Wilkie vents his frustration there as he doesn't nail the dump, but New Zealand still have it. Wilkie, Flavel, Jones again, hunting for another score. Oh, he evades the touch. Wonderful footwork. I think Richter may have just about got there.
A little show and go. We love to see it.
Here come New Zealand again. Have a look at this. Great footwork.
Yeah, I mean, they've been running riot today in this game. And with a 32 long, you know that you've got to chase out hard against players that are this fast. And they know that that's the same thing. So they step back. Great footwork, but awesome saving touches. Let's see if the Philippines can get up the field now.
I think it was Trey Horn-Cora who made the all-important touch there to deny New Zealand. And it's back then with the Philippines. Oh, it's been spilt. So unfortunate there. New Zealand come away with it again. And you just can't afford to make those kind of errors so close to your 7-metre line against New Zealand, who are on the charge again as they make their changes.
Yeah, it's definitely been the tail of the tape. Just not winning this territory battle, giving them too much time on the line. They're too dangerous. Philippines need to start executing, getting away from their box.
Well, lovely out the back door offload from Tahoka Rapati. Well, you're free to try that when you're 9-0 up. Here come the Philippines with the box. And that's just opening up the field this time. The Philippines looking brighter. Driving on is Richter. Great pickup. Van der Verde. He's got clever feet. Richter through the hole. Van der Verde on the wrapper down. And they will have their opening score. Philippines back in the contest. And the roar goes up. There's plenty of people pleased with that try. It's yet another score for the top scorer, Damon Van der Verde.
What a finish. Open play footy. Chucking the ball around, having a little bit of fun with it. Beautiful to watch.
Great creativity from the Filipino 14. It's yet another of the large section of this Filipino squad that is so young. They've got so much to learn about life, about the game of touch, so much to offer in the coming years. New Zealand, though, scooping through again. Surely another score. Great defence from the Philippines, but unfortunately, another score for New Zealand. They almost shut them out there, but Hawken got the pass away, and it's another try for the Kiwis.
Yeah, tough, but making them work. If you've got to run that far to find a score, you know, you're making them work hard. But to go back to what you were saying about how young and inexperienced these guys are, or this team is for the Philippines, we're looking at 4-year cycles. A lot of these players are under 20 years old. So whether they can play at the next World Cup when they hit their peak, or hell, even again the next one, they're going to be a really dangerous side for almost a decade, which is really, really exciting to see.
Well, if this game was played in 4 years' time, the Philippines will be taking on the host, because that's where we're heading to for the next World Cup. For now, though, another Philippines score, and it's another popular one live here on Pitch 2 at the Touch Rugby World Cup 2024 in Nottingham. Van der Verde has his second of the game. He is a really bright spark.
Definitely a fan favourite try there. Big cheer from the in-goal area. And they tried one in the first half where they threw. That's just a splitter or a taipan play. And diving at the line, catching them unaware. Really, really nice stuff.
New Zealand looking to strike back. They're into the double figures here. But Philippines, at the moment, only one try behind in this second half. Let's forget the first 20 minutes. It's 3-2 New Zealand. Philippines right back in the game. Good touch made there on the dangerous Tetui Muatuta. Muatuta hands it off. Tian McIntyre caught at the line again by the Philippines.
Great defense from the Philippines right now. They're really holding their own on their 7.
If they showed a little bit more of this kind of defensive acumen in the first half, they might still be in the game. As it stands with 11 minutes to go, they trail by 8 scores. A final beckons for New Zealand. It's not the first time we'll be saying that this weekend in the closing stages of the Touch Rugby World Cup.
Yep, over their 50 with this drive.
Lovely pick up by Richter again, showing that bright spark he has.
Will he give it? Oh, I think he was going for that extra 6 right there on that ball, but the ref wasn't happy with it.
So instead, it's going to be New Zealand possession. I think, unfortunately, Philippines have lost a player there. Isaac Richter leaves the field. That's a difficult call for the Philippines to take.
Yeah, it looks like the New Zealand team have done their homework on the Richters there. They're, got the clamps on when those boys come onto the field.
They've contained them really well, and they are incredibly bright young athletes. They've got a long future in touch. Penalty there against Trehorn Cora. Tap to be taken by Fisher. Fisher again takes the touch. Good pick up from Iriamia. Iriamia opening up the field for New Zealand, and now Rollinson on the wrap. Hawken again, show and go, but he does pick out Anderson. Changing the direction of the attack. Hawken, Anderson. Long ball, out wide they go, and they stroll in for an 11th try. Ariona Ieremia in the corner for the Touch Blacks.
Very calm and composed the whole way through. It looks like they were scrambling for a second, but never in doubt, I guess.
Well, never in doubt. A strong first 10 minutes in the second half for the Philippines. But New Zealand, they knew they had the game under wraps already into the break.
Yeah, it's tough against sides like the Touch Blacks and Australia. You really can't play 20 or 10-minute portions of the game. You've got to play a full, complete 40 minutes. Like John said, you've got to be nearly perfect throughout the game. And the Philippines, they've showed some excellent flashes and have been brilliant in defense, but you just have to be perfect and execute for 40 minutes against a side like these guys.
Now here come New Zealand on the transition in the meantime, and once again looking threatening.
Philippines coming up hard, trying to shut down this drive.
Well, it will be Australia who meet New Zealand in the final as the ball comes back on the inside.
Not
from,
a common mistake.
McIntyre.
Not a common mistake from New Zealand on that drive, but, as you said, they are up. The worry of losing this game is long gone in their minds, I think.
And on pitch 1, Australia, they lead by 13 tries to 4 against England. So it will be another Trans-Tasman final tomorrow in the mixed open game, which I'll be bringing to your screens over on pitch 1. Unsuccessful venture into the New Zealand half for the Philippines.
Great pace on this ball from that New Zealand link.
And another clean transition. Well, the game perhaps is over. New Zealand will play until the last, but a reflection before this final as they roll in another with great pace. What acceleration from Rollinson. A reflection on this mixed open competition, out on the whole, it is the largest it's been, and what's it been like to be part of the mixed open at the Touch Rugby World Cup 2024?
Yeah, no, I think it's been great. I mean, this is Canada's first time back since 1988, so being in that mixed open division, we've just played hard. We've had a lot of really good quality games against some quality teams, won a few, lost a few. I think we had a really great tournament and a really great show out for our first time back.
Yeah, just to go on from that, I think the quality of touch in general has grown so much, and across the globe, that in our pool alone, the difference between 4th place going through to the final 16 and then 6th place, where we ultimately finished, was 1 try at the end of pool play.
It was indeed a draw with Belgium in that final game. A win would have seen you go through after Chile's shock draw with us. I don't need to remind you about that exact game. I did go across to the touchline and chat to your coach, Sean, at that time, and he said, I do not need to hear that right now. Please leave me alone with 10 minutes to go. What a ball out the back door that is. Dotted down by McIntyre. So close then, Canada, and I think it shows that at the next World Cup, you'll have even more to offer in this mixed open competition.
Yeah, definitely. I think all of us, I'll pass on to John in a second to get his take, but we've all learned so much, whether that's been when we're resting and on the sideline or when we've been playing. But we came in with mixed expectations, and I think we did so much better than we thought we would, and we've all gotten so much better as people, as a team, as players. Yeah.
I'm exhausted. I can't even think about playing another World Cup yet. I'm just here to enjoy the rest of the tournament. We'll think about the next World Cup in maybe 2 to 3 years' time, right, Oscar?
Absolutely, and I think it is. You're right that enjoying the rest of the tournament is easy when it's such a spectacle like this, with so much on offer. I think a pretty big party as well lined up following the close of play on Sunday, but there's so much touch to play until then. And the Philippines, Van der Verde on a hat-trick. Oh, what a hat-trick would mean in the semi-final of the Touch World Cup to Damon Van der Verde. Here come the Philippines, well, forced to cough up possession. Well, in the meantime, as we've been chatting away, of course, New Zealand have scored a couple of blockbuster tries. You can catch all the highlights at the Daily Show tomorrow when they've all been cut up, and I'm sure a few of these will appear on the list. This touch game really has had everything. Free-flowing touch rugby, couple of intercepts, some great scoops, another one here from Flavel. Fiery footwork and long balls, everything you could ask for. That one just beyond Mariana Winiana. What a final we've got shaping up for us between New Zealand and Australia.
Yeah, should be a big one. It feels like Philippines, despite the score, have made them work pretty hard here. Hopefully the Kiwi legs can hold up for finals day.
They have looked really bright. I was lucky enough to catch Australia's victory over Lebanon as well, and that was, to be honest, pretty routine for them. Again, they just were out of sight after the first half. Hopefully that won't be the case in this big final. For now, though, what a run this is by Richter, almost away, but he's been touched as the half. Penalty Philippines.
Arguably a higher scoring game is a bit more tiring for the attacking side, the winning side. I mean, that's a lot of, jog backs to the 50, retap, another set of defense. They might be a little tired, both Oz and New Zealand, coming into tomorrow's final game.
Well, here go the Richters in tandem together. Diving over the line is Isaac. Forced back to the 7, even in this late stage. The cheers go up from the Kiwi box every time they deny the Philippines.
Yeah,
Richter.
commendable effort from Philippines, still going at the line.
Jacob Richter, long ball, picks out Solomon. But a good touch. Across came the touch blacks. This time Winiana makes the defensive stop. Winding up the long ball, little show and go instead from Jacob Richter. But it doesn't fool New Zealand, who escape unscathed for now.
It's nice to see how dialed New Zealand are still in defense with 2 minutes left to play. They don't want to give up any more tries, so that mentality is going to be so important going into the gold medal game, right?
You can see Jones there celebrating that touch, even if it had no impact on the game with 3 minutes to go. New Zealand are away. Racked up a very similar scoreline to their neighbours Australia, as they might have scored another here. Indeed they have. Doesn't take them long, does it, to transition? That was the defensive shutout from New Zealand, and then from the same set of 6, it's another score on the board for Tian McIntyre. Well, in fact, he got the assist this time, a first of the game for Takoa Rapati. Here come the Philippines, perhaps with one last shot at the line. They've racked up a couple of scores in this second half through that man there, Van der Verde, in the middle with Verl Antonio. Van der Verde, Antonio, penalty the Philippines. They're still driving on here despite the result.
Love the effort right till the end. Eh?
Van der Verde in for another, and that's the hat-trick for the young man. The top scorer for the Philippines, Damon Van der Verde, has a Mixed Opens Cup semi-final hat-trick, and that's something he'll remember for a long time.
What a player. So fun to watch.
Lightning footwork from Van der Verde, and he deserves it after all his hard work for this Philippines team.
Yeah, 100%. Just, you know, every time he's been on, he's put 100% in, whether that's on his scoop, just injecting pace in that final third, or around the line with his diving and quickies. A hat-trick in a semi-final, regardless of score, that's a big personal achievement. I hope he's proud of himself.
Another ball on the inside. What wonderful soft hands from New Zealand to create another score. This time, Sean Wilkie working in tandem with Flavel.
Yeah, and then just ahead of us, like as we said before, you're always expecting New Zealand and Australian sides to be strong, but anyone coached by the venerable Pete Walters, who's in front of us here and is the head coach of this mixed side, is going to do well at any competition.
And they're through to the final, despite the best efforts of the Philippines, who knocked out the European champions in Wales on their way. They also knocked out Scotland, so they've got something against the home nations, the Philippines. And they've made it all the way to the semi-final, but they will fall short at this final hurdle before that gold medal game, as New Zealand have had too much for them. Switch of direction, a hat-trick perhaps for Tian McIntyre. Kept out this time by the Philippines.
Yeah, given the competition the Philippines have had to go through, it feels like they were trying to, collect the Infinity Gauntlet on the way to getting a gold medal.
Knocking out every home nation. England, unfortunately, have been left to Australia, who have done that on the Philippines' behalf. Here's the big question, though, before the end of this fixture. New Zealand or Australia in that final tomorrow?
I think it's New Zealand. I think they're clinical. I think maybe it's my own personal bias, but that's my vote. What about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, kind of going back to what I said before, anyone that's got Pete Walters in the box is always going to be competitive. Australia are always tipped to be favourites, but yeah, my votes go into the mixed open touchbacks.
Well, what a performance by New Zealand. They've run away with things in the end in this semi-final. The game was perhaps over at the break when they notched up 7 unanswered tries, but they've only gone on and doubled it in the second half. A hat-trick for Damon Van der Verde of the Philippines, but it was not enough to overcome that disadvantage at the break. New Zealand through to the final where they will place Australia. Thank you so much for joining us as well, Oscar, John and Spencer from Team Canada, and enjoy the rest of your tournament.
Thanks for having us.
Well, don't go anywhere because the rugby will continue live here from the Touch World Cup on Highlands Pitch 2, where up next we've got the men's 35 semi-finals. I'm going to head out on the pitch side and try and catch some of the Philippines players before they exit the tournament.